Today, we are going to be talking about my experience as a crochet pattern designer. I have been designing patterns for the last few years, to be honest, but I feel like I've had a bit of a shift in my overall designing process, the designs that I have been producing, and honestly, the quality, the quantity, all of it. So I thought I would give you guys a little bit of insight in my experiences, what's changed, what the shift has been, and whether or not I have found any promising differences in all of this. I'm Jessie of Crochet by Jessie, and let's get into today's video. If you guys follow me on any of my forms of social media, including YouTube, you probably would have seen by now that I really love to design mosaic crochet pieces, and there have been so many different forms of them that I have crocheted over the years. Looking back into 2023 time, my main focus was mosaic crochet blankets. I'll put a few of the photos of the patterns that I released in 2023. I went through a major Halloween phase as well, and they are still some of my favorite designs to this day. And yeah, I feel like I've had a very big transition between when I was designing patterns then versus how I've been designing patterns now. And I just wanted to tell you guys some of the major shifts I have found and what has come from these shifts. So first of all, I didn't really make any wearables at the first part of my crochet journey. I personally preferred blankets because you only have to really do one design. You don't have to worry about changing the shape or the size or anything specifically as you do with wearables. So for me, I always found that blanket designs were the most important form of crochet for me because they were, in my mind, they were the most accessible. Now looking back, that's not the case, but that's just what younger Crochet Jessie thought, so that's kind of how I did it. I did release quite a few blanket designs, and I'm definitely still going to do it. I released one literally earlier this year, which was this spring crochet along that I did, and I love it. I feel like mosaic crochet blankets are absolutely beautiful, so they'll always have a place in my heart. But I really wanted to make a shift, and I thought that the best way to make a shift this year, which started about May time, was to make mosaic crochet wearables. I'd had the idea in my head for quite a while. I just didn't know how it was going to translate and be size inclusive and accessible for everyone. And that was my main hurdle, to be honest, for the last few years and what held me back from doing wearables when designing. But I can tell you guys now that it was an absolutely worthwhile shift. I have enjoyed it so much, and I feel like I've now unlocked a whole new set of possibilities that I can do when it comes to designing. So the first major change was when I started to work on this top here, the tesserae top. This is my first piece of mosaic crochet that I have ever designed. I had been designing mosaic crochet for a long time, so I was confident in how to actually create the designs and make them unique and eye-catching and how to work with my colour palettes, but I just hadn't translated it into wearables yet, and it was a bit daunting at the start because you don't know how it's going to go, but equally you need to put yourself out there and go out of your comfort zone. And that's exactly what I did when I started to work on mosaic wearables. The first thing that I am going to highlight, if you want to have a pattern be as inclusive as it can be, is you need to have a decent sized group of testers, and your testers need to be every shape and size under the sun because you want to make sure that it is a viable design that will work for everyone. You need to make sure that it's flattering for everyone and that you're not going to have some major issue that only one type of body size will have an impact on. And if that's the case, then it needs to be worked on, because I personally think that it's really important to be inclusive in your patterns, to be able to have anyone and everyone make a version of it. Because I feel like, I'm saying because a lot, but I feel like it's so important. If a person finds a pattern design and they absolutely love it, and then they either order the pattern or they look in the description and it says, oh, not suitable for plus sized or not suitable for extra small, I feel like that's a real big shame, and it can be really disheartening for people. So my personal mission is to make all of my designs as inclusive as they can be. And yeah, again, that's why testing is so important. Staying on the topic of testing, you need to make sure you have a decent amount of testers, because I want to say 80% of my pattern tests that I have done so far, I have had people drop out. I do want to add that most of the time things go absolutely perfect, but that's not always going to be the case. And if you're planning on being a designer and you're planning on doing pattern tests and getting designs published and out there, you just need to be prepared, because unfortunately this seems extremely common and fairly inevitable. So don't get your hopes up too much, and also don't feel too disheartened, because it's not likely that it's just you who this is happening to. It happens to everyone, and it's not great. And I would say to everyone that is out there that hasn't tested or it wants to test, just make sure that you can commit to it, because it's a real shame when you guys are shortlisted and loads of people were chosen and then you back out, especially if it's really last minute and that we haven't been told in advance. It's a real shame as a designer when that does happen. So if you guys are able to prevent it from happening yourself, then please do. But to all designers, it's probably still going to happen here and there regardless. So after talking about testers, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the overall shift that I experienced when I started to, 1, do designs more often, 2, have bigger groups of testers and post about testing and applying to be a tester, all of that, and just the changes that I then associated with this big shift and the change that I'd made as a designer. First of all, it kind of goes without saying, but because I am uploading and updating and creating more designs, I feel like there are a lot more people returning. There's a lot higher engagement across, first of all, my social media. I've had a major change in Instagram because of me being more consistent with talking about my designs and showing my designs, and I'm releasing them more often. People are sticking around and I feel like my patterns are getting out there a lot more. Because of that, I'm having a lot more people checking out my Ribbler and Ravelry, which are the 2 main places that I sell my designs. I'm seeing so much more activity on the pages overall, and that is great for me to see. As well as that, I cannot even tell you guys the difference I've had in pattern sales. It's so much more consistent now, and in the past I wondered why it wasn't as consistent, and it's because I wasn't as consistent. So you're going to get what you give, and because I've been putting so much more time and energy into it, it's definitely been a you reap what you sow kind of situation, where I'm definitely seeing the benefits that are now coming back my way, which is then encouraging me to want to continue what I'm doing, to continue being inspired with new designs, to keep pushing these designs out, to encourage myself to better myself and to work on what I can improve for future designs, and just how to be more inclusive and choose more designs that are going to just benefit and work for everyone. I will also add that as a pattern designer, I don't really use Etsy that much. I have a few of my patterns on there, and maybe I'll update it with some more some point, but I don't feel as inclined to, because the fees are so high and they're just rising and rising more and more, and because of that it just isn't as appealing as other platforms are. If you are looking to design patterns, then I really recommend putting your patterns out there on Ribbler and Ravelry. The fees are a lot lower in comparison to Etsy, and they're still really big platforms where you're going to have a lot of reach. A lot of people are still going to see your work, so don't feel disheartened, because I know a lot of people think initially about Etsy, but a lot of people find patterns elsewhere. It's not the end of the world if you don't think that the sales are worth it because of the fees, because that's how I feel. I have a few things for you guys to take away from this video. First of all, go out of your comfort zone. I would never have done my Mosaic crochet wearables if I hadn't, and they are currently my favorite things to design, so it's so worth it. Be consistent, because if you are consistent, again, you reap what you sow. If you're consistent, you're going to get so much more back for you for what you have done. And it may not be straight away, but don't be disheartened, because the more effort you put in, the more you're going to get back yourself. Number 3, make sure your pattern is as inclusive as possible, and because of that, make sure you get it tested. Make sure that your testing group is large enough to account for potentially a few people dropping out, because unfortunately that is just life, but the best way to avoid it is just add a few extra people than you initially would. I typically, when I started out, I thought about doing 10. I up it to get it closer to 15 most of the time, just to account for the possibility of a few people dropping out. That has worked really well for me, and I just feel like if you guys can avoid that from even happening, then definitely do take this advice. If you guys are wanting to start out as a crochet pattern designer and you have any questions at all, then do let me know in the comments below. I will try my best with a response, just to give you guys any more advice and information, because I feel like it can be very, very daunting getting yourself out there into the world as a designer. And I can tell you now that you need a certain amount of confidence, but I still doubt myself and doubt what I do. Everyone as a designer, we're not always going to be completely as confident as you guys might imagine us to be, because we're all human. But if you just need that little bit of a push, that little bit of extra confidence, and just to confirm that you guys are good at what you're doing, just any of that, then this video will serve that for you. It's always important to put yourself out there, to try new things, and you may find an absolute passion for designing patterns and selling them because it's a really rewarding thing to do. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you haven't already, I'd recommend have a look at my patterns, my designs, what I do, and yeah, I'm really proud of them, so I always recommend checking them out. It might be a type of crochet you guys aren't particularly familiar with because I focus on mosaic crochet. So hey, maybe that will give you guys some inspiration, maybe it will encourage you to try out a new form of crochet, and hopefully this video overall will just give you guys that little boost of confidence to maybe start out your journey as a crochet pattern designer. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!